Hello, veterans. Would you like to fix the VA healthcare system? Veterans alone can fix the system. It's the only way it'll ever get fixed. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I have some suggestions. And these suggestions could become real. Not wouldn't happen overnight, but we would need massive participation by every veteran we can reach. So, number one, the day you become a veteran, the day you are discharged, okay? The day you're discharged, you're a veteran. And they hand you 5 copies of your DD-214. And guess what? That's the only piece of paper you will ever need. You'll never, ever need to fill out a form. Never. Fill out a claim. No, be no more claims. No more claims. So, that's number one. And number two, okay? Number two is that every veteran has a choice of having a complete physical, top to bottom, once a year for the rest of your life. You signed up, and it doesn't make any difference how long you were in the service. If you were in the military service, sworn in, and you served 1 day or 1 hour, you're a veteran if you were discharged. And I don't care if you were dishonorably discharged or any other circumstances, for health reasons or for family considerations. If you were sworn in to the military and then discharged, and they hand you 5 copies of DD-214, that's it. You could call any VA facility or clinic and arrange a head-to-toe, all-inclusive physical, okay? Number 3, we don't really need to number these, but you might want to get pencil and paper out. I'm serious. This is serious. Okay? Doctors decide your compensation. Doctors, not a nurse, nothing against nurses or medical aides. No, we need them. But a doctor conducts your physical top to bottom, and the doctor, 3 doctors get together within 10 days of your physical, and they decide whether you have compensation coming to you for something that happened, or for they decide. You were in the service and now you're got an injury, you're sick, whatever it is. These 3 doctors are going to get together and they're going to decide. And you don't have to prove anything. Veterans don't have to prove, I was in this burn pit, I was on a plane, and I slept under asbestos, they dunked me in the foam as initiation, I was in Saigon, I was inland Vietnam, Korea, Iraq. No, you don't have to prove anything. You got a DD-214. On your DD-214, if it's properly filled out, some of them aren't, properly filled out, it tells them where your duty stations were. So that's all they need. 3 doctors get together within 10 days of your physical every year. You can go, it's your choice. Your choice as a veteran. You can start and stop anytime you want, but once a year, you can schedule a complete head-to-toe physical. They hand you the results, and three doctors get together within 10 days, and they decide. And then if you got compensation coming, within 30 days, you receive your compensation. Not 31 days, not 6 months, not 3 years. There is no appeals process. No appeals process. If you're dissatisfied with the doctor's decision, you can make a second appointment within a year and discuss what you disagree with. That's it. Doctors make the decisions. Veterans decide how this goes. We can decide how this goes. You know, that sounds crazy. No, that's not crazy. This is how change happens, okay? Now, this is just 2 or 3 of the points that need to happen, and I have a list. And I am asking for other recommendations to consider. But when you're discharged from the military, you would also have the option of a 6-month rental of an apartment. Now, not a house, an apartment where everything's paid for by the government, your utilities. You get a 6-month food allowance. If you have a spouse and children, it's a little more, okay? 6 months. So you have 6 months, so not to worry about bills and everything, and you can pursue a job, a career. You can decide what you want to do, okay? Every veteran, and a veteran is anybody who was sworn in and spent 1 day in the military. It's that simple. We don't need a claims department. We don't need thousands and thousands of claim employees going over paperwork and getting your claim lost, and it sits in a basket for 2 years, and the appeal takes 3 years, and the next thing you know, you're dead. That needs to stop. And only veterans alone, remember this, veterans alone can change it. Veterans alone can change it. Write that down. If you need to run this video 2 or 3 times and make notes, do it, okay? Because how do we get this to change? Every veteran that hears my voice subscribes to this channel and then reposts it on their Facebook, their Instagram. If they know other veterans or veterans' families, they send it to them, and we get this video out there of what we want, not what the government wants to give you. They work for us. We've never told them what to do. Now we're going to, because veterans are fed up, especially they're trying to cut veterans benefits by 22%. But my process, our process as veterans, would save the government money. It would be cheaper because you don't need thousands and thousands of claim people. Now, what do we do with all these federal claim employees? Well, they have a choice. They can go through a 6-month nursing aid program to be a nursing aide. Or I thought of another program, and I've got it written down. I don't have it with me, but they get a choice of a couple programs to be retrained and stay federal employees. Otherwise, they're out, okay? Sorry. We don't need claims people, processors. We don't need them. We need doctors. We need nurses. Okay. Part of the process also is that if you're a good student in high school and you want to go to medical school, you can go to medical school for free, eventually with a VA school. So the VA needs to build one centrally located Veterans Administration medical school in the middle of the country. Then they also need to build, and at this medical school, a campus. for housing, medical students. So if you go to medical school, even now, if once we make these changes, you go to med school before they build the new school, the VA school. But if you go to medical school and you work for the VA for 10 years, you make a 10-year commitment and you fulfill your commitment, they pay your student loans, and that's it. You don't have any, they'll pay your student loans. But once they build their own school, there's no tuition. There's no room and board. There's no nothing. If you got the grades in high school, you go to 8 years of VA medical school. Then nurses. Then we have in the same campus, we have a nursing school. And I think most nursing programs are 2 to 3 years. So you've got the grades in high school. You go directly to the nursing school at the VA, tuition free, room and board free, and you become a nurse at a VA facility. It's like joining the military, because they're going to send you to where they need you. Okay, that's the deal. Free education and internship at VA facilities, and you work for the VA for 10 years. So you'll have a student loan, but the student loan doesn't start unless you quit. If you don't fulfill the 10 years, and then that student loan kicks in, and you have to find employment elsewhere, and you start paying it. It's only fair. It's only fair. So, no more forms, no more claims. Physical doctors decide. No more executives other than running the facilities, maintaining the facilities. And you also get, upon discharge, along with your 5 copies of the DD-214, you get a military ID card. A military ID card. So when you show up at the VA, they just scan your card. They don't have to add, you don't have to fill out a form. You're not going to ask you any questions. That military ID card backs up your medical history while you were in the service. That's it. That's it. Simple. Make it simple. But veterans alone can change this. So, like I said, repost this, get it out there. I'm going to, when I've got my list made, we'll make more suggestions. I'm open to comments and more suggestions, and we'll put together this, and then we're going to call Congress and senators daily, and we're going to maybe just spend 3 or 4 message. You're going to talk to one of their aides, but you're going to tell them, this is what, as a veteran, I want. And we're going to get thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of veterans calling on a regular basis. They put it on their phone, speed dial. They call the Capitol once a day. Hundreds of thousands of veterans once a day making a 3-minute phone call. And guess what? We alone can change it. We alone can simplify the system, make it fair. Every veteran gets taken care of. Every veteran gets taken care of. If you're in the National Guard, you're getting taken care of. Coast Guard, military is military. We're all brothers and sisters under the same. We're 1% of the population. And we're not going to take it anymore. We alone can change it. We alone can change it.